Trudeau and Trump are worlds apart on the Canada-U.S. border closure, CBC News.
Here's a summary of the article.
More than 7 months after the border closed due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and U.S. President Donald Trump have offered up contradictory messages about what happens now. In an interview Wednesday on Winnipeg podcast The Start, Trudeau said Canada plans to keep the border closed as long as COVID-19 case counts in the U.S. remain high. "We keep extending the border closures because the United States is not in a place where we would feel comfortable reopening those borders," he said. Even though many Canadians support the border closure, which took effect in late March, it has devastated the tourism industry, separated loved ones and hurt border communities in both Canada and the US. Alden said he understands why the border is closed for now, but that it's important to start laying the groundwork for a reopening plan. CBC News asked both the Canadian and US governments about the fate of the border closure and got disparate answers. According to Reuters, which spoke with well-placed Washington and Ottawa sources last month, the U.S. had floated the idea of relaxing some border restrictions, but Canadian officials showed little enthusiasm. Although the U.S. agreed to close its shared land border with Canada, it still allows Canadians to fly to the country for leisure travel.
This post received a score of 10,000, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
As a Canadian, I couldn't be more relieved.
As an American, one couldn't be more embarrassed by the cluster F that is our current government.
Greater than I couldn't be more embarrassed by the cluster F that is our current government. You should be equally or more upset with every neighbor, friend, and family member who enabled them and continue to support those racist fucking idiots who are driving the country into a bottomless pit.
I went out to eat with a friend one day and we somehow got into politics and she told me that she voted for Trump and kept trying to defend him. We don't talk anymore.
This happened to me yesterday. Biden is gross but Trump just makes me laugh. This isn't funny.
It's terrible. Hunter made millions trading on his father's name. Not like Trump's children who have not profited from their father. I'm sorry I can't keep a straight face, I'll let myself out.
I gotta say, you almost had me.
Trump really is projecting when he says anything. No, the Canadians do not want the border open. They'd like the Americans to stop letting people fly in and out without quarantining them in the U.S.
It would be political suicide for Trudeau to open up the border at this time.
Even if it wasn't Trudeau, it'd be political suicide for any party leader right now. Opening the border is deeply unpopular here.
Deeply unpopular is an understatement. The most recent polls, from mid-September, showed 90% support for keeping the border closed.
Which is amazing. You'd have a hard time getting a poll with 90% of respondents agreeing water is wet.
Water is indeed a key component of wetness, however it is just that, a component. Another item would need to be present in order to allow water to interact with it, rendering it wet. Thus, while water may cause things to become wet, water in and of itself is not wet.
Agreed. Water isn't wet, otherwise you could make it not wet, aka dry. Dry water doesn't make sense and dry ice is bullshit too. Don't put it in your drinks, people. It stings the nostrils as you drink it. What were we talking about?
Other than my lack of access to Trader Joe's everything but the bagel spice. I'm pretty cool with this.
President's Choice has released their version of everything but the bagel spice. I saw it at Superstore the other day. I haven't tried the Trader Joe's version so I can't compare, but maybe it's a suitable alternative.
Clubhouse has one too. Pretty good. 0.8. A little heavy on the garlic for me.
I like extra garlic. Sounds good.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.